Okay, in this video we'll be looking at triangles and in particular how their angles relate to each other. So here is a triangle and here are its angles. You might have done something like this in primary, where after drawing a triangle you might have cut out its corners and put them together like that, and what you notice is no matter what triangle you drew, those corners would form a perfectly straight angle, or a straight line. So what we want to think about though is, does this actually always work? And if so, how can we be sure? How can you be sure you didn't just get lucky a few times? Okay, so a way to try this is to use what we've seen about parallel lines. Okay, so we'll draw a horizontal line up top there that is parallel to the bottom edge. Then notice the zigzag pattern there. That tells you that the green angle could shoot up to there and it wouldn't change. I think we called those alternate angles or something. Likewise, we could zigzag the other way, allowing us to shoot the pink angle up to there. And again, those pink ones would be the same size for the same reason. Okay, so now we're clear on why these three angles form a perfectly straight line. Okay, it's just the zigzag things going on. Okay, but to be more precise, the green and blue and pink angles must all add to 180 degrees, the angle on a straight line. Okay, and that must still be true even with that top line gone. Okay, so the moral of this story is that for any triangle ever, okay, the angles in the triangle are the same as the angles on a straight line. They add up to 180 degrees. Okay, so let's see an example of this in action. Here's a pretty crazy picture with a bunch of angles drawn in for us, and we need to find all the missing ones. So the yellow ones I've marked here. So there are two triangles, and it's best to start with the ones you know the most about, which is why for now we'd focus our attention first on only this blue triangle here. That's because we already know two of those angles, so if we keep a little counter for how much total angle we've got, okay, the right angle first is worth 90 degrees. Then adding on the 30 degrees gives a total of 120 degrees. Now every triangle must add up to 180 degrees in total. So how do we get from 120 to 180? Well, the yellow one here must make up the 60 degrees then, okay? Because 60 plus 120 gives the 180 that we were targeting. Okay, and if you couldn't tell that it was 60, that's okay. You could always subtract 180 and 120 to see the difference between them, and that would tell you it's 60. Okay, so what next? Well, we're given a pair of parallel lines, so we can spot the zigzag pattern happening again, which means the 60 degrees can shoot down to there. And for the final remaining angle, we can now look at this triangle instead, because we know a bit more about it now. Okay, again, if we keep track of how much angle we've got in total, the one we just worked out is 60 degrees. Then adding on the 50 degrees gives us 110 in total. So again, this triangle's angles must add to 180 degrees in total. So we need to get from the 110 we've got so far to 180. How do we do that? Well, that forces the remaining yellow one to be 70 degrees. Okay, again, because 70 plus 110 gives the 180 that we were targeting. Okay, and if you weren't sure about that, you could also do 180 minus 110. But that's how we work our way around angles in triangles. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.